Love is when two people choose each other and they love themselves first, deeply, because only then they know how to love another, because they know how to love itself. Love. We all want it, but most of us don't really understand what love is. I thought that love was something about wanting someone so much, proving that person so much what they mean to you, that you can't live without them. But real love feels different. It's freeing. It's something very deep yet very light. It's about freedom, trust, safety, and the most important part, deep connection, energy. I want to share my perspective on what real love is to me, how it feels like. The word that we hear a lot these days is what real detachment actually means. So, how does real love feels like? Because we've been conditioned that love has to always feel like highs and dreamy and bubbly and romantic and like always positive somehow. The passion, the drama, the obsession is what mostly comes out of it. But real love feels safe because we're all looking for safety somehow. We're all looking for a place or someone where we can be truly ourselves, where we can let our guards down and where we feel safe. And that's why most of us all keep looking for a home, keep looking for the ideal job, keep looking for the ideal friendship or romantic relationship or just whatever, because we're looking for that one same thing, and that's safety. Because we often don't feel safe enough. And that's where we are keep on looking for something new, something else, something better, something greater, something different, and constantly moving around and maybe just turning around in circles and leaving certain situations too quick or just constant escaping or running away. But real love is a place where you don't need to prove yourself, where you don't need to fake, where you don't need to, push yourself to your limits or prove yourself in a way that you're not proud of yourself anymore, or you don't recognize yourself anymore, or you're getting exhausted of it, it doesn't need to be draining. It's a place where you just can be. And that's also something that's really important about love and detachment and the universe, nature, connection, energy. Just be. Real love feels like peace, not chaos. Chaos in a negative, toxic way, like most of us know, right? You don't feel anxious. You don't feel confused. When you feel confused, that's not real love. That's not love. That's not loving someone or being loved by someone. If you feel confused, that is a little flag telling you maybe that person isn't for you. Love shouldn't be you walking on eggshells. Love is freedom, not control, not possession. Just be. If you can be, let that person be as well. And you will bond, the bond between you guys is gonna be so much stronger without even realizing it, without even putting so much effort in it. It's gonna be effortless because you let that person be and that person lets you be. No confusion, but clarity, transparency, honesty. No need to constantly check them. No need to constantly ask them questions. No need to prove them anything. No need, because you will feel safe and they will feel safe with you. Real love is growth, not stagnation. You push each other. You learn from each other. You inspire each other. You renew each other. You build something together, you know? You become one. You guys, two become one. Because in order to build something beautiful, you need another person. You need to connect to something in order to become higher, to uplift, to learn and grow in a positive way. And another big key is love is consistency. It's communication. It's a constant routine, a daily habit. It's not just whenever they want to, whenever they like to love you, whenever they think they want to love you. Love isn't just romantic gestures, it's a way of being. It's a soul tiding, it's an energy, it's a presence. Ask yourself these questions. Do I feel drained? Do I feel like I can't be fully myself? Do I feel like I'm walking on eggshells? Do I feel like I'm nervous or like I can't trust fully? And like I'm constantly like looking up his name and his stories and like doing the FBI things, or when you're like unsure where you stand, that's not love. You're not getting love. This, my dear, is attachment. And that's a hard pill to swallow. This is a way of modern attachment. This is a way of society letting you think that this is love. When you're acting a certain way, this is because you love someone. When you're getting a little more crazy, when you're like becoming like obsessed with a person, constantly thinking about that person, looking that person up, checking on that person, trying to prove yourself, all these kind of things, that's actually attachment. So what is love and attachment actually? To be honest, this is where I got stuck. I was wondering like, how can you love someone without being attached? Because when you're not attached, you don't love that person, right? Because being detached means not caring, right? But it's something much, much deeper. And I have to say that now that I know what detachment means, I feel like the people saying that they know what detachment is or how it feels like, well, they're acting like, I don't know, it just feels more like a hookup culture to me, how they behave though. That's to me is not detachment, but yeah. Like, isn't love wanting to be with someone all the time? Or is that suffocating? I started to constantly question myself and, like, why does this happen all the time with me? And, like, why are men always, like, pushing them away from me when I open up and all this kind of stuff? Is it because my energy is too, like, heavy and, like, too expecting? I know, I was just like questioning myself, like, how can you love someone where you're not attached and showing that love and wanting to be, like seen and heard by that person? I've been reading one of Osho's books, and Osho gives his own perspective on detachment and love. He's also he's also talking about the itself, and if you don't love yourself first, you are not capable to love another. And I truly agree with that, and that's something I know deep in my core since like some quite good time now, that I understood that if I don't love myself, how am I capable to love someone else? Truly, yes, I can say that I love someone, but is that really love? Does it feels like love? Or does it feels like a chore? Does it feels like something anxious and stressful at the end? Because if I don't love myself, how do I know what love is? If I don't give the love that I want and need to myself, how can I give that love to someone else? So I wrote down some sentences that, like, what Osho is saying, basically. Love should be about two people choosing each other. I agree. Not halves clinging to complete themselves. Never look for your own happiness in someone else's hands, because that other person is it's just not his task to make you happy. That person is not responsible for your life, your happiness, and your health. It's not. And if you expect that from your partner, like, sure, your partner can support you and help you with it all along in your journey. But if you expect your partner to become your happiness, you're going to be, in most cases, be more unhappy than ever. And that person will feel drained, will feel like it's too much. Like, it's just like, it's something huge, you know? Next. When you detach, you're not removing love. You're removing fear. Fear of loss, fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, which is very, very hard for anxious attachment people, constantly needing validation and reassurance. But you came on earth with nothing, and you will leave earth with nothing, because nothing is in your possession. Nothing is yours, but everything is yours. You feel me? The energy, the nature, like, we all share everything. Everything is ours, but nothing is ours. It just flows. It's energy. It's a constant, like, giving and taking. It's a balance. Everything is balance, you know. Everything is balance. It's the positive and the negatives, the minus and the plus. It's, you know, like, nothing gets with everything and everything gets with nothing. I don't know if I make sense here right now, but when you detach, when you know, like, let it be and just be and know what this means, and if you really can feel what this means, you know, detach is also kind of disconnecting to reconnect to what truly matters, to, you know, it's like grounding, it's like meditating. That's detachment, and you won't be afraid anymore to lose someone or to lose something, because that wasn't yours initially in the first place. As long as you don't lose yourself and stay true to yourself and love yourself deeply, you will never lose anything. And, you know, it's just meant to be. Everything is meant to be. And if you lose someone, then it's meant to be. You know? People come together for a reason, but people separate from each other for a reason too. And the last one is, don't forget to love yourself. Energy flows where intention goes. This is not a new one, guys. When you love yourself, people will too. Believe me, that's a fact. Love isn't a need, it's a choice. You make the choice to choose someone, to spend with that person for, like, time, to spend your time with that person for the rest of your life. You choose to give and take from that person to that person. You choose to embrace that person. You choose to spend time with that person. You choose to invest in that person. You choose a person, you know, like, you have the choice to make the choice to get yourself the partner you need or want, and that matches with your energy. When I was in Australia, I went to the beach, and it was there was like an incredible sunset, and it was dreamy, amazing. I felt like I was in another dimension, to be honest. And I was just thinking about love, thinking about detachment, trying to understand, and also what I've been through, like I was trying to understand the patterns, my patterns, and why things happened, and I also remembered that I once made a podcast episode about fully embrace the inner child. And then I understood that a child is a definition of detachment. A child is loved unconditionally by its environment, by the parents, by so many people, by the family. A child is seen as something beautiful, something innocent, something pure, something light, something joyful, something playful, something, like sunshine, like rays, like, like, I don't know how to explain this, but something very strong and powerful because it's fulfilled with love, real love. And the child doesn't know anything else than loving someone, really loving someone. Because a child is love in its purest form. And a child is attracting the good people. Everyone is going to the child. Everyone is giving attention to the child. Everyone is giving love to the child. Everyone is wanting to give presents to a child or think about that child and hug that child and take care of that child because that child is just a child. It's just be. A child is just being. It's just be and flows and goes and doesn't think too much. And love unconditionally too, by giving hugs and little presents and just by being a child. It's not thinking, it's just enjoying the moment. It's playful. It's just like very real and raw and and then I was thinking, when I try to embrace my inner child and just let go of all of expectations, and when I feel like I can be myself with the right people around me, I really become that inner child again, the childish me again, and I feel so free and powerful and loved, and I have so much fun, and I can be just my truly silly self, and it's just so freeing. It's amazing. I just lose control of like all the stress and the negative things, and I really feel like I can bond and connect with people more in a deeper way when when I embrace my inner child. And like, it's so much easier to connect with other human beings, and to be honest, you attract so much faster, and people really see that glow in your eyes, and you wake up their inner child and their playful spirit, and you feel like you give the power to people to be themselves around you, and that's huge. And that's love. And that's something free and easy and fluent. And when you combine this with pureness, transparency, and communication, and consistency, that's love. That's powerful. So what does a healthy love requires? Communication without fear. You feel like you can express yourself freely without feeling judged, without feeling worried about their reaction. No silent treatments. No playing games. No playing hard to get. No mindful games. Mindful games? Mind games, I'm sorry. Just real, authentic connection. Key number 2, emotional consistency. They show up, not only when they want to. They don't disappear and then come back. Love isn't just about words. And I really learned this recently. Well, it's not that I learned this recently. I already knew this. We all knew this. But somehow we tend to trust words a little too easily. But honestly, action is way more important, and we all know this, but like, actions that align with words is truly attractive. It's truly what it really is about. Like, words are just words. It's easy to say something, but prove it. Actions is gold. And words that align with action, diamonds, gold with diamonds. Yeah. And love is a space to be yourself. When you feel like you really can be yourself, your true, raw, authentic self around your partner, that's love. A healthy relationship allows you to still be you, to still be able to do everything you already did before you met that person. It doesn't mean that you suddenly are imprisoned and you are not allowed to do anything anymore, or like you're not allowed to live your own life anymore, or just have your own thoughts, your own dreams and goals and whatever. You still are you. You don't shrink yourself to fit in what they want, because that's something dangerous that also happened to me, and I really realized that this was happening, and you don't really like see this coming because it's something very subtle, very sneaky. And I already talked about this in like one of my previous podcast episodes. I don't really remember which one that was exactly, but it's like people like they do this consciously or unconsciously, I don't know, like it depends what kind of people, like what kind of person they are, you know. But they can imprint expectations and feelings in your brain without they knowing it or you knowing it. It's like I took a step out of my body and analyzed myself, and I was like, wait, whoa. So without me realizing it, I was actually like trying to fit in a box of someone and change my perspective, or like how I used to think about certain things. Like, for example, I just say something random, right? So I love apples. Let's say I love apples. And my partner or the person I really like and I'm interested in says he really doesn't like apples, and when apples become like suddenly like the red apples, and when the red apple like starts to taste like sour, they really do not like that. They dislike red apples that start to taste sourly. But you really like that, and you'd be like, okay, so I cannot talk about apples anymore, my love for apples anymore, because, well, this is not okay. It's bad, and he will or she will dislike this, and so yeah, no, I cannot eat that anymore. It's like yeah, no, because he's gonna dislike it, so he's gonna dislike me. I still had my own personality, my own identity. I'm not like someone who's gonna say yes because you want to hear yes or because you like something, but somehow I changed like my perspective on things. And for example, when the person that I really liked said something like, oh, my ex was like this and really was thinking like that, and like, you know, and I also like these type of things, I'd be like, oh, like I cannot, like, you know, like this weird feeling of like imprinting their way of seeing things and they don't like imprinting in your brain, and you start to be like less real. And then number 4, love without possession. So true love doesn't come from fear. This is a very difficult one because, well, we all came with the baggage, and you know, with social media it didn't really became more easy because there are a lot of beautiful girls and boys out there, and we're somehow looking for better and better and better, and you know, like it's easy just to leave a situation as well, just to go to another situation. That gives us fear and anxiety, of course. But if you truly trust someone and you can feel it that you can trust someone, you don't need to control them. You won't even feel the need to look up their name, to look up their following list, to, you know, like be suspicious about everything and get stressed. No. You will be able to just sleep as a princess. Sleep like you respect their individuality and they respect yours. I don't know if that's a difficult one, but still. I used to think that if another person wasn't obsessed with me, that that person didn't love me, you know? But real love is quiet. It's joyful, it's peaceful, it's freeing. It's soft. It's just like two people walking together, loving together, respecting each other, seeing each other as equal, seeing each other as something very beautiful, like admiring, inspiring. So it's like walking together, not dragging each other, like walking together as a team, as partners. Loving someone doesn't mean losing yourself. It's finding yourself in a different way and learning even more things about yourself and discovering beautiful parts you didn't even know existed. It means growing together while staying whole yourself. And once you get this, love starts to feel much lighter. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who may need to hear this. Thank you so much. Don't forget to love yourself, and we will see each other in the next episode. Mwah.